Okay, if you remember a while ago, I did a video called "Voting Democrat as a New Picking Cotton." Well, if you look at the Trump rally, um, the other day in New York City last week, in New York City, particularly in the Bronx and Manhattan are each about 85% Democrat. To put that into perspective, those two boroughs control, excuse me, control Attorney General, Senator, and Governor. Those four races, or five, because you have two senators, one governor, one Attorney General. Okay, those five races are controlled by the Bronx and Manhattan. About 90% of the Democratic votes in the state come from those two boroughs of New York City. Without those two boroughs in New York City, there will be no Democrats in all of New York State. It's the truth. Okay, all of New York State is flaming red, except those two counties and a little bit of Queens and Brooklyn, right? And once the Democratic candidate leaves New York City, they lose about 99% of their votes. Okay, they win New York City and a couple of maybe one or two counties past New York City. That's about it. Now, if you'll notice, Trump was speaking to a crowd of blacks, Hispanics, and Jews. People who are stereotypically Democrat. Okay. Sorry, tired, working a lot. And Kathy Hochul immediately got racial about it, calling them all clowns. Joy Reid, a whole bunch of other people from MSDNC, other outlets get racial. Congressman Donaldson, who was a black man from Florida, he was there in person. And this gentleman wears a suit, a tie. He's married. He's in a mixed marriage. He believes in fiscal responsibility. He believes in life. He believes in the Constitution. Okay. He's articulate when he speaks. So he is the target of their vitriol also. Similar to Frederick Douglass, when Frederick Douglass escaped the plantation and put on a suit and tie and talked about freedom and abolishing slavery and stuff like that. Okay? Any black person who wears a suit and tie and is very articulate in their speech and reads the Constitution and reads American history and understands basic anything, that is going to be a target of their vitriol because they have left the plantation. Okay? The Democratic Party will always view black people as their property. The Democratic Party cannot get past that. Blacks are their property. We had slavery, and they would go fucking ballistic if a slave left the plantation. We had Lincoln, and 4 states stayed loyal. The rest seceded because of slavery. When they came back into the Union, the promise was, because the 13th Amendment had already been ratified, and the promise was, by coming back into the Union, you agree that you must release your slaves. In 1868, the Ku Klux Klan was founded by a few Confederate veterans, and they basically wore white robes and white hoods and rode around trying to convince blacks that they were ghosts. The Klan was mostly nonviolent for the first 2 years of their existence. It wasn't until 1870, when the Republican Party ratified the 14th and 15th Amendments, that the Democratic Party hired the Klan to serve what we call their terrorist wing. And the Klan, one of the first things they would do is kill white people who dared help black people. The prime example of that would be the schoolhouse. A lot of school teachers had that single room schoolhouse from you've probably seen it in Western movies and stuff. And they would host we call today adult continuing education classes for freed slaves to learn how to read and write so they could vote. And the Klan would break up the schoolhouse, march everyone outside at gunpoint, burn the schoolhouse, and hang not the blacks, but the white school teacher to send a message: do not help the blacks. They belong to us. Okay, likewise now you see Donald Trump. Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump is trying to get black votes. Donald Trump is probably going to get more than 15% of black votes. So this vitriol of, well, they can't hire the Klan to hang him anymore, but they can have kangaroo trials. Okay, so you're seeing the white people that go to the black people and speak to them about, responsibility and freedom and family and community, and the Democrats go fucking ballistic. Kathy Hochul was like, Joe Biden will take New York. New York stands behind him. Who the fuck are you? Okay? Because they cannot get past that mentality of, why is our property, it's like, why is our property going over there? Why is our property to listen to that guy? We tell our property to not think. We tell our property to stay home. We tell our property to do as we say. We did not give our property permission to go out and listen to that speech. That's the mentality. The blacks are the Democrats' property. And Kathy Hochul, Joe Biden, okay, all these Democrats, all these liberals, NBC hosts, all that bullshit, they're seeing their property going away from them. And they're seeing their property listen to other people. I did not give my property permission to go over and listen to that speech. And you see AOC saying, hope they get hit with congestion pricing on the way home. Okay? AOC may be Hispanic, but she's a Democrat. And she too thinks black people are her property. All Democrats believe in their heart that black people are their property. That is the thing. This insubordination. How dare they read a book? How dare they go to a political rally? How dare they watch the news? How dare they think for themselves? How dare they wear a suit? How dare they learn how to read? How dare they do this? Okay? The Democratic plantation now is the hood. And in the hood, the Democrats have the blacks. And they have abortion clinics. And they have failed schools. Okay? And they have broken families. They destroy the nuclear family. Okay? And anytime any black person says, I don't want to be a gangbanger, I don't want to be a drug dealer, I want to go to college, I want to start my own business, I want to read a book, I want to learn American history, they lose their fucking minds. And you see blacks that come back from college, very well educated, and they say, I don't want this myself. I don't want to die in the streets. I don't want to be shot. I don't want to be on welfare. I don't want to do drugs. I don't want to steal. I want to be a person. I want to have my own thoughts. Dr. Ben Carson, Herman Cain, Justice Clarence Thomas. Justice Clarence Thomas was initially a left-winger. And he awakened and saw, hey, it's not the white man's fault. It's not this, that, the other thing. It's, okay, it's individual responsibility. And next thing you know, he's wearing a suit and tie. He's working as an attorney, serving as a judge, being appointed to the high court by a Republican, and they lost their fucking minds. You see the Anita Hill scandal, okay? They went out of their fucking gourd. How dare this black man do other things? And Clarence Thomas even said it. Blacks who think for themselves. Blacks who do for themselves. Blacks who have their own ideas. Okay? It is a high-tech lynching. That is the mentality. Okay? it's not new. Okay, the only thing that's new is the method. Okay, rather than putting on a white robe and a white hood and hanging a black guy from a tree, you find some disgruntled employee to accuse him of sexual harassment, or you just come on social media and launch a campaign against him, or Herman Cain was called Sambo on national television. Okay, it's a sickness. It's a mental disease where you are this psychotic person, and you're like, my property is running away from me. People that are of this skin color are less than me, therefore I own them, and they must obey my commands. Okay, it is a mental disorder, and it is a mental disorder that all Democrats have. All Democrats have this disorder. Kathy Hochul, AOC, Joe Biden. Well, Joe Biden has dementia on top of everything else, but it's that mentality. Okay, blacks are our property, and we will abuse them because we can. Okay, and the best way to counter that is for blacks to leave the plantation, blacks to do for themselves, blacks to go out into the world and see the world outside the hood. Okay, and you see Candace Owens, and you see Terrence Williams. Okay, I can name any black person, whether it's a black commentator, a black comedian, a black lawyer, a black doctor. I can name any black person that in any shape, way, or form has thought of anything other than what I'm told to do. I am told by my masters to stay in the ghetto, get welfare, and drop out of school. Okay, anyone who thinks outside of that is a target of their hatred. They can't understand why do you want to better your life? Why aren't you happy with the life I gave you? I gave you a life in the hood, on welfare, and with gang violence and drugs and shootings and stabbings and abortion. Why aren't you happy with that? Okay, the deal was you go to the polls and vote Democrat once a year, and I give you welfare and just some living. Okay, they can't understand why you don't want that. If you read the book, or actually it's an audio book, Gone with the Wind. Now, Gone with the Wind, yes, it is the greatest movie of all time. But if you read the Gone with the Wind book, Margaret Mitchell speaks from the point of view of the Southern Democrat. Scarlett O'Hara is a Southern Democrat, and she is a racist. Okay? And Margaret Mitchell is speaking on her behalf, obviously as the author. And you can tell that Margaret Mitchell has the same beliefs as Scarlett O'Hara. Scarlett O'Hara is a fictional character. Margaret Mitchell is her real-life creator. Why do the blacks want to vote? The Republicans are telling the blacks, the darkies, about voting and silly things like that. Okay, yeah, blacks voting is silly. Why? Why do the blacks want to vote? Why do they want to do those silly things? Okay, because voting is for the whites. Voting is for the hierarchy. Okay, and the blacks don't need to do that because we do the thinking for them. Okay, that is the mentality of Scarlett O'Hara. And even to this day, in real life, in the 21st century, you have the modern Scarlett O'Hara, Kathy Hochul, Andrew Cuomo, AOC, Joe Biden, all these modern Scarlett O'Haras who are the hierarchy. We are better than you. We are your superiors. We are your masters. We own you. Okay? We own you. We tell you what to do. Okay? And we didn't tell you to go listen to that orange man. We didn't tell you to go think for yourselves. We didn't tell you to wear a suit and tie. Okay? Pull your pants down, get in the hood, and shut the fuck up. That is the mentality. And it will never change. Okay? If 100% of blacks vote Republican tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, November, and if 100% of blacks just leave the Democratic Party forever, the Democrats will lose their fucking minds. You'll see them on TV having fucking meltdowns, screaming, "You motherfuckers!" I mean, you will see it. You will see. In fact, if 20% of blacks were Republican, okay, if 20% of blacks leave the ghetto, you will see the Democratic hierarchy will be on TV, losing their fucking minds. It'll be like fucking Mel Gibson with his ex-wife on the phone, like that. That's what it'll be like, my friends. It will be that fucking bad. It's just fucking crazy. And you look at Joe Biden, who gave a speech at a black college. Yeah, murder, yeah, black, yeah, you blacks, who the fuck are you? He's telling them how bad they have it in America, how much America sucks. And that's what they do. See, you ever notice that Joe Biden has dementia, which is pretty fucking bad, by the way, now these days, and he only speaks coherently when he gets racist? Joe Biden will be on TV, like that, okay? And he'll talk to dead people, and like a fucking, okay? But when he gets racist, he speaks coherently. He speaks without a teleprompter, okay? Joe Biden is flawless when he talks about his hatred of blacks. And he talks to black people. You are scum. You're nothing. You need me. I am the Democrat. I am your master. Okay, that's what he talks to them. Okay, you need to vote Democrat because Republicans will do this. You need to vote Democrat. Okay, Republicans will hang you from trees. Republicans will. I mean, he fucking said when he was 2012, put y'all back in chains. Okay, you need to vote Democrat because if you don't vote Democrat, the Republicans will chain you up. They'll rape you. They'll hang you. Okay, police kill you. Okay, police murder you in cold blood. Okay, you're scum. You need us. Okay, that's how an abusive husband talks to his wife. If you have a husband, and I imagine wives can be like that too, and boyfriends and girlfriends and fathers and even children, domestic violence works many different ways, my friends. But if you have an abusive person, like a husband, okay, the problem with abusive husbands is not their fists, it's their mouth. After your husband beats the shit out of you, he tells you he loves you. He says, I love you and no one else does. And you are shit. And you cannot leave me. Because if you leave me, you will be lost. Okay, that is exactly how Democrats talk to blacks. How Joe Biden talks to blacks. You need me. I am the master. You must do as I say. That's exactly what it is. 100%. Okay? You are scum and you must rely on me because I protect you. I provide for you. Okay? You need me to exist. You are shit without me. Bow before your master. That is how they talk to blacks. And then you get a black guy, like whoever they may be, congressman, doctor, lawyer, whoever they are, business owner, okay, who says, I read the Constitution, I think for myself, I have my own ideas, I believe in pro-life, I believe in the Constitution, I believe in economic freedom, I believe in individual responsibility, I believe you should pay back your student loans, I believe you should get a job, I believe that you should go to church. I believe any type of belief that you believe as you are an individual. Okay? That is the problem. Yes, it is. This is the problem in America today. The Democratic Party took their hoods off, but they didn't take their mentality off. Thank you.